Shalom and blessings, children of Yahuah and the truth. Today we are continuing on with video number 35 of Yahuah's redemptive story, The Action Besorah. I'm happy you guys have been enjoying it. We are getting through it pretty quickly. I didn't think we were going to get through it this fast, but I'm hoping to be able to find some more materials to be able to teach children on my page. And I know some of the brothers and sisters enjoyed this book as well. So if anybody can think of any other books, let me know. I know the Woe card deck might be of good use to help teach children as well. And the Yah's the Truth of Yah board game. Okay, so we are on The Captive's Return, based on Ezra 1-3 and Isaiah 45. Even after many years living in exile in Babylon and Persia, the Yahudim still dream of returning to their homeland, Yehudah. The different Persian kings have mostly treated the Yahudim well. When King Cyrus takes the throne, one of his first acts is to issue a decree. These are the words of King Cyrus. The Elohim of Yasharal commands that a house be built for him in Jerusalem. Any of his people who want to do so may return. The Yahudim rejoice that the king is allowing them to return to the land Yahuah promised them. I am too old to make the journey, but here, take these gold plates that my family has passed down for generations, and here is some money and extra food. This guy, poor old guy, he couldn't go. Gifts of money, horses, mules, camels, gold and silver, food and clothing pour in. At last the day comes when the great caravan is ready to leave. Toda Rabba Abba, Toda Rabba, thank you Yahuah, I'll see my homeland. On the long road home, the Yahudim follow the same route that Abraham, the father of the Yahudim nation, or the Yehudi nation, traveled 1,500 years before when he obeyed Yahuah's command to leave Ur, and make a new nation in Palestine. When we left Jerusalem, it was in flames. I wonder what it looks like now. No matter how much they prepare themselves for the ruined city, they are broken-hearted when they walk through the rubble of Jerusalem. Solomon's beautiful temple stood over there. With the Adonai's help, it will be rebuilt. Our family built this home with their own hands. Look at it now. It's a home for wild dogs. Maybe we should not have come back. Maybe. Our forefathers built much of this city. We'll rebuild it. Jerusalem will rise again. You'll see. Although the city of Jerusalem is in ruins, the Yahudim, or the Yehudi who have returned from captivity in Babylon, set to work to rebuild it. Yahusha and Zerubbabel start by rebuilding the altar on its old spot in front of the temple. I said the reason why I said Yahusha here is because it says Jesua or Jeshua. They're still trying to cover Yahusha's name. In the midst of the ruins, the Yehudi people celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles for the first time in many years. It is good to finally burn offerings to the Adonai in Jerusalem, even though the temple is not rebuilt yet. Next, they set about rebuilding the temple. They appoint Levites to supervise the construction. They send to Sidon for the best cedar logs, just like Solomon used when he built the temple originally. When the foundation of the temple is in place, the high priest leads the people in a service of worship and rejoicing. Give thanks to the Adonai, for he is good. He is faithful. His faithful love lasts forever. The noise from their celebration is so great that it can be heard from miles away. Temple Troubles, based on Ezra 4 through 6, HAGGAI and ZECHARIAH. But the sound of the Yahudim rejoicing brings trouble. The Samaritans who live near Jerusalem come with a request to help build the temple. We're sorry, but Yahuah punished us 70 years ago because we relied on other people's help instead of trusting in Yahuah alone. This is something we must do ourselves. Oh, I get it. You think you're too good for us. If you won't let us help build the temple, we'll make sure you won't build it at all. The Samaritans sent a letter to King Artaxerxes. Check the history scrolls. Don't you know that Jerusalem has always been a rebellious and wicked city? If you let them rebuild their city and their temple, they will eventually revolt against you and make you look weak. It's true, sire. Jerusalem has always rebelled against the powerful empires. Order them to stop rebuilding immediately. I will not let this threat arise from the ashes. Forced to obey, the Yahudim turned to work on their homes and gardens. Several years pass. Cyrus dies and new kings come to the throne of Persia, but still the temple in Jerusalem is not completed. Haggai. But one day Haggai, one of the prophets in Jerusalem, receives a word from the Adonai. He immediately goes to Zerubbabel and Yahushua. The Adonai was wondering, why have you finished building your houses while Yahuah's house is still in ruins? Zerubbabel tries to defend himself. We were following the law of Persia. We have too many enemies who don't want us to rebuild the temple. Yahuah says, do not be afraid of your enemies. Finish my temple, for I am with you. With Haggai's prophetic encouragement, the Yahudim resume work on the temple, but the governors in the area are concerned by the sudden rebuilding. Who gave you permission to build this fortress? It's not a fortress, it's the temple for our Elohim that was destroyed by the Babylonians many years ago. And King Cyrus himself gave us permission to rebuild it. He even paid for it out of the royal treasury. We'll see if that's true. Everyone is against us. We'll never finish the temple. Zechariah. But Zechariah, another prophet among the returned exiles, comes to Zerubbabel with an encouraging word. Even if your own strength fails you, do not lose hope. The temple will not be rebuilt by strength or power, but by the Adonai's Kodesh, by the Adonai's Ruach HaKodesh. When the governors return, they come with good news for the Yahudim in Jerusalem. It turns out the Persians really did make a law that you could rebuild your temple, and Persian law cannot be changed. The new king even said that he would pay for all the supplies you need. Thank you, Adonai, for fulfilling your promise. At last the new temple of Yahuah is finished. With thankful hearts, the people offer their sacrifices and prayers to Yahuah. For the first time in generations, they celebrate the Passover festival in the temple of Jerusalem. Enter Ezra, based on Ezra 7 through 10. The Yahudim have now been back in Jerusalem for 80 years. Even though the new temple is finished, the city, and more important, their worship still has not been repaired. One day, a fine procession approaches the city. The Yahudim swarm the road to meet this rich parade. Who are you? I am Ezra, a priest who served the Adonai in Babylon. The good hand of the Adonai was upon me, and so King Artaxerxes has given me authority in Jerusalem. You have been too long without spiritual leadership. You may have rebuilt the temple, but now we must rebuild the purity of worship and Yahuah's law. You are right. We have not worshipped Yahuah like we should. Help us renew our faith in Yahuah. I will. Remember, we must be Kodesh because our Elohim is Kodesh. Under Ezra, Jerusalem grows in size and spiritual strength, but the city is still without walls and surrounded by hostile neighbors. Wall warriors based on Nehemiah. The Yahudim exiles who have returned from Persia to Jerusalem have finally settled in their old city. They've built houses and neighborhoods for themselves. They've rebuilt the temple to match its former glory, and under the leadership of Ezra, they've committed themselves to follow Yahuah's word, but they have not yet had the chance to rebuild the old walls. That night, while the city sleeps, a stranger and his guards ride around Jerusalem. The stranger examines the walls. The city could be wiped out in one quick attack. You're right, Nehemiah, but it must have been a great fortress at one time. These walls are as thick as any we have in Persia. The next day, Nehemiah calls on the priests and rulers of the city. I have examined the walls of Jerusalem. They are just heaps of broken stone. The city is defenseless. You're right, but why? Why have I come? Because I, too, am a Yehudi. And while I was serving the king of Persia as his cupbearer, I learned that Jerusalem was without any defense. I prayed to Yahuah, and the king gave me permission to come and build up the walls. Are you with me? We are. We'll get started right away. The work begins. Every able-bodied man and boy does his part. The women help, and slowly the walls begin to rise. But some of the neighboring countries do not want to see Jerusalem protected. If the Yahudim finish those walls, the city will be too strong to attack. We must stop it now. Down with the walls. But while the enemies of Jerusalem plan to take the city, Nehemiah prepares to defend it. We don't have an army, only ourselves. From now on, you must hold your hammer in one hand and a sword in the other. At any moment's notice, we must be able to defend our city. Don't even take a water break without your weapon. The enemy approaches, but to their surprise, armed workers rise up, their spears raised and their bows pulled. They're armed? Run away! The workers go back to their jobs, and soon strong walls and heavy gates again protect the city of Jerusalem. But inside there is an even stronger line of defense, a nation led by Ezra and Nehemiah to love and obey Yahuah. Next time we will be reading Women of the Old Testament, The Final Prophet based on Malachi, Years of Waiting, and that one will be a short video because then it goes right into the New Testament after those 3 stories in between. I hope you guys enjoyed Yahuah's redemptive story today. Now it's time to praise Yahuah. Torah Rabbah Abba Yahuah, Torah Rabbah Abba Yahuah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Yahuah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Yahuah. Yahuah is with me. Yahuah is for me. Yahuah is, or if Elohim is for me, then who can be against me? Yahuah is greater than all of these things. If Elohim is for me, then who can be against me? Yahuah's name will always be praised. Seek him, and you will find him. Knock, and the door will be opened unto you. Unto you. All I want to do is worship Yahuah in spirit and in truth. For his kindness is everlasting. Baruch haba Bashem Yahuah. Baruch haba Bashem Yahuah. Blessed is the man who comes in the name of Yahuah. I love you all, children of Yahuah in the truth. Mama and Papa Bears, warriors of Yahuah in the truth, that are teaching your children the right way. To live in love and to never fear or doubt, because Yahuah is always with us. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuah loves each and every one of us. Shalom and blessings, children of Yahuah in the truth.